Hey everyone! Trimble 4D Control version 6.1 introduces a new feature that allows you to import an existing setup of your Settop M1 into the data collector of Trimble 4D Control. With this video, I would like to run you through the workflow and make you familiar with the process. So let me start with the Settop M1 user interface. I will connect to my Settop M1 using my credentials, and in my example I'm monitoring a dam wall. It's a very simple setup. I'm using a total station which is mounted on a fixed location, so I have known coordinates for my total station location, and I'm using one point, BS1, backside 1, as my control point for my station setup. There are also 4 monitoring points, so the points where I expect or where some movement could potentially happen, which are referred to as upstream 1 to 4. The scheduler settings are as follows. So you see the round interval is set to 5 minutes, which means a new round is measured every 5 minutes. Okay, with that I will switch to Trimble 4D Control because I would like to show you how you can now make use of this setup in T4D. In T4D you can insert a module, the data collector module. I will call it dam east. And as I'm using a Settop M1, of course, I select as a connection type Settop M1, Settop M1 IST Connect, because my Settop M1 is registered with IST Connect. The custom name of this Settop M1 unit is TQA Settop M, and my credentials are TQA user, and of course I also need to provide a password. On top of that, I need to enter my credentials, my Settop M1 credentials. This is the same set of credentials I used earlier when I connected to the web interface of the Settop M1. And it will then authorize and authenticate against the Settop M1 and retrieve some configuration information like the Settop M1 name, the instrument serial number, so basically the serial number of the total station that is connected to this Settop M1 unit, and it also shows me what is the active project right now, which is dam east. When I click on finish, I'm coming back to this wizard here. I also need to specify a storage path because the communication is a file-based approach, and this is why I need to specify some location where the retrieved files are stored. When I go to next, I also need to specify a mission, also call it dam east, and of course I also need to add a new total station. So my total station name is also dam east, and with that, round settings, alarm settings, so that's all fine. I can go to finish, and a new data collector module should be inserted. As I'm also looking for some processing results eventually, I'm also going ahead and insert a terrestrial engine real-time module right away. So let me also call this one dam east and select my data collector module as input source. Finish, it automatically inserts an integrity monitor as well, which is doing the adjustment later on. What I still need to do is I need to open my site setup, and when I do a right click, say site setup, a new window will open up and provides me with 2 options. One of them says create new site setup, which is nothing I would like to do now because I would like to import the site setup from an existing project on the Settop M1 the project or the site setup I showed you earlier. When I click on Import Site Setup from existing setup project on Settop M1, I go to Next, and here again, this is the Settop M1 set of credentials. I go to Next, and it does another authorization and authentication here. And once this is successful, it also loads the projects. And my currently active project is called Dam East, and I will simply select my last round measurement, which I will use as my reference looking ahead. So reference means all the displacements you will see later on, all subsequent round measurements will be compared against the results of this round. You see here is the list of my points. Again, backside 1, upstream 1, 2, 4. So this looks all good. When I go to finish, the site setup dialog opens up automatically. And again, here's the list of points. You also see information I've entered previously is also visible here, target height, prism constants. And I can now specify my station setup. So I will specify the station setup mode and select as my backside BS1. Say OK. And of course, I still need to provide coordinates of my total station. So yes, I would like to change them. It will open up this point information view. And here I can insert, for example, 1000, 1000. And as elevation, for example, 100. So this is the coordinate is the coordinate set of my total station, and with the next round measurement, BS1 is used for the orientation. So the direction towards BS1 is the northing of my local coordinate system, and with that I can click on OK. So everything is now configured, and you see I could easily reuse the information of my Settop M1 project, so there was no need to add new points here. And as I already inserted a terrestrial engine in real time and an integrity monitor, so there should be information available once the next round measurement came in. You see when I hover over this data collector module, it says waiting for new round measurement. So let me go back to my Settop M1 and see what's the status there. As I said earlier, the round scheduler setting is set to 5 minutes. So you see it's just starting. Backside 1 is currently being measured, and it still measures 4 points. And latest then I should see new information coming in. Here we go. So it just populated. You see the point names and the backside point with a measurement timestamp 1435, which matches my local time, so that makes all sense. Everything is green. That's perfect. And as I already inserted the processing engines and the adjustment engine, there should actually be some results available in here, which is the case. You see total station east as my total station point, backside 1 as my backside point, which is the northing orientation of my local coordinate system at the same time, and the green points are the foresight points upstream 1 to 4. Thank you very much for watching.